What's up? Knolly Williams here, your success coach. Hey, sometimes we when it comes to our business, we get into a situation or we get into a place where we don't even know what questions to ask. We know there's more out there that we don't know, but we don't know what we don't know, and we don't know that we don't know it. We just know that there's more that we need to learn, and that's the reason why I come into great conferences like LaunchCon and other conferences. I just signed up for Funnel Hackers. Woo! I'm so excited. In fact, let me see if I got my funnel swag. Oh, it's too far away. I can't go get it. Anyway, going to ClickFunnels conference next year. Just signed up for that. My wife and I are both going. But getting around people that have big vision, entrepreneurs, business owners, business leaders, and I've heard so many wonderful stories. I can't even I'll just show you a few of the notes that I've just been taking. This is just from day one that we started. And a lot of times you go to these conferences and you take tons and tons of notes, right? And you don't implement. So you got to take action on what you learn. But the way you do that is you set the intention, and that's what we did. I had another video where I showed you me and my buddy Artemis setting our intention for this conference. But what I really want to talk to you about today is, and I woke up this morning and the Spirit, Holy Spirit was impressing me about this whole topic of being debt-free. I talk to people about being debt-free, and it's something that they really can't get their mind around. Some people can't, and I get that because, I've been through bankruptcy. I've had a house foreclose. I've been as low as you can get. I've been an entrepreneur and business owner since I was 22. I'm 47, so for 25 years, I've not punched the clock. I've only worked for myself, and sometimes it can be feast and famine, and I know that. But throughout my career, I've launched multiple 6- and 7-figure businesses, and what I've experienced after going debt-free. Remember, at 45 years old, I essentially sort of retired, if you will. And my definition of retirement is doing whatever you want to do, whenever you want to do it. Okay, that's retirement for me. Now, I don't have any debt. I don't have a mortgage payment or anything like that. And so the question that I ask myself every day is, what do I want to do today? Where do I want to play? And where I choose to play is in enriching others, inspiring you to become all that God created you to be so that you can live the life you were meant to live. That's the reason I was put on earth. So, so understanding your purpose is really huge. But going back to this whole debt-free thing, a lot of people just can't understand the idea of being out of debt. And now that I've been out of debt, at least for several years, we were semi-debt free. We owed on our house. That was the only debt that we had, which, some people say, well, it's an asset, so you can't really consider it a debt, and that's a whole nother conversation. But for me, I really felt that God had told me and did tell me that I needed to pay off everything. So that's what I did. I was very obedient. A lot of times when you get a word or when you get instruction, those of you that are spiritual, some of you don't believe in God, and that's a choice as well. When you get instruction, you have to act on it, you have to move on it, and most of the time you won't know the how. You'll know the what, and sometimes you'll know the why. The why is very important, but you don't have to know the how. It's like, Knolly, how am I going to pay off my house? How am I going to go debt free? That's none of your business, right? You just have to set an intention that that's what you want, and you should want it because debt is a slave. Okay. Now I'm going to give you a couple tips. Well, the big tip that I want to give you is you got to know your numbers. You absolutely got to know your numbers. What I mean by that is, how much does it cost you every single month to live on this earth? Okay, now I know the cost of living is going up, it's getting expensive, but my buddy Rand Smith and Stuart Sutton and I used to have a mastermind group, and we used to talk about this every week. We called it our nut. Like a squirrel, they have to gather their nuts for the winter. And my buddy Rand would always ask me, Knolly, what's your monthly nut? How much do you absolutely have to have? And you can do it by minimum. Like, what's the minimum amount that I need every single month? What's the minimum amount that I need every single month? in order to really, have a, not just survive, but just to break even. Just keep it at that level. Your mortgage payment, your car payments, your any other bills that you have, the electric payment, your electric bill, and other payments that you have on auto debit or whatever it might be. Just do your budget, your monthly budget. What is your monthly budget? I call it a monthly nut. What's your nut? And so it might be, for you, it might be $8,000 a month, it might be $10,000 a month, it might be $6,000 a month. Some people with $5,000 a month. Whatever that number is, do that budget and figure out exactly what that number is. Crunch all those numbers, okay, and then write that down. Write it big and post that different places. Have it on your car dashboard. Put it on the mirror in your bathroom, and decide that you're going to come up with a product or a service. Could be a continuity product, a monthly membership product. You're going to come up with something that will allow you to cover that monthly payment each month. Because here's a trick. If you don't have the money right now to pay off everything, which I know a lot of people don't, I get that. I was blessed that God has given me multiple 6- and 7-figure streams of income, and the ability to earn income is really a gift that He's given me. And so I was able to just gather up the money, pay everything off, and make a commitment to do it that way. But there's a step in between that, and that is, if you need $7,000 a month, come up with something. Like, let's say you had a continuity product that was $70 a month, okay, and you got 100 people to sign up for $70 a month. Well, you've got your $7,000 a month, just like that. Or you got 200 people to sign up for $35 a month, right? Or you might have a $700 product a month, right? And you get 10 people to sign up for your $700 a month product. I don't know what product or service that it is, but if you create a continuity product and don't even get stuck on that. It could be some completely other random idea. My point is, know what your monthly number is and purpose in your mind that you're going to have that stream of income coming in every single month, not just from your work or from something that you're currently doing, but from some other way, some other thing that you create. See, one of the things that I'm learning about being around people that are a lot smarter than me is that some of these people on stage are making $1 million a month. This is not even something that I could conceive or think of. It had not even entered in my mind that was even possible. A lot of times with my students, I teach my students how to make $250,000 or more a year, how to take nights and weekends off, how to work 30 hours a week or less, right? And be debt free. And I teach them how to do all that. But what I'm realizing is a lot of people can't even think of the idea of $250,000 or more a year. It's not something that has entered their consciousness, right? And for me, that's probably that would be the lowest year that I've had, And yet these guys on stage are doing 10 million a year, 20 million, 30 million. It's not about the money. It's about you living the life that God put you on earth to live. God did not put you on earth to live a life of slavery to debt and living a life where you have to constantly be chasing money, right? You want money to be insequential in your life. I don't think about money. Money has I used to tell a buddy of mine, Kevin Cooper, I used to tell him all the time, and he told me, Knolly, stop saying that. You better stop saying that. But I had this thing, after I paid off my house, I went and visited him. I said, I don't need money. I don't need money. I don't care about money. I want to do everything free. I'm going to do a nonprofit. I don't need money. And the truth is, you want to come to a place where you don't rely on money. You've got a steady stream of income that comes in to cover your monthly nut, and then you can do whatever it is you can play in whatever field that God put you on earth to play in. See, when God created Adam and Eve, He didn't create them to toil and work and slave in the Garden of Eden. Work, if you just go back to read Genesis chapter 1 through 3, you'll see that work in and of itself is a curse. Okay, uh, this is what God said after the fall of man. He said, "By the sweat of your brow you shall eat bread." In other words, and then he said that he cursed the earth, and he said, "Thorns and thistles shall it bear unto you." So in other words, what God did at that point was he made it to where now all of a sudden we had to work. You know, it became a struggle, right? But the truth is, Christ liberated us from all that, and you can get to a place in your life when you have. For me, it's been when I was reconciled to God. Why do I still need to be under the curse? I don't, right? So I don't play that game. You know, I have a continuity. Right now I have a continuity product that brings me $1,000, anywhere from $500, $600 to $1,000 a day, right? And so with that stream of income, and it's a product that's helping to enrich the lives of others. So with that stream of income, all my needs are met. I have no worries, and I'm able to do what God put me on earth to do. I have a friend of mine, another buddy of mine, he said, "Knolly, I really don't want to go debt free because I'm afraid that if I'm debt free, I'm gonna be lazy, like an aristocrat or something." You know, the way that you prevent that from happening is you have to have a purpose. You know, whoever thought that money can make you happy, this is a quote I heard yesterday, whoever thought or came up with the idea that money could make you happy never had any, because money will not make you happy. You know, like Puffy said, more money, more problems. Money is not a cause for any kind of happiness, but it should not cause your sadness either. It should not cause your struggle. It should not cause your pain. It should not cause your heartache. Money should not be doing those things to you. You should have a steady stream of income from some means, some gift that God has already gifted you with that covers all the bills that you have every month. And for some of you, you guys need to cut stuff. You know, I have a video, how to cut your losses. Go ahead and watch that one. Some of y'all need to cut stuff. You're in a house that's too big, you need to downsize. You need to do, I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm saying you should do what you got to do. It's what I did, right? So anyway, my encouragement for you today is to get up from under that monthly nut. Figure out what it is, and then put down on paper, and then PM me, send me an email. I get encouraged by you guys and what you're doing in your life. Send me a text and let me know what your number is, you know, or you could even post it. Post this, Knolly, this is my monthly number, and I'm committed to create a product or a service to crush that, right? So that I can live my purpose. Hey, it's Knolly Williams. I know I've been long-winded on this one, but this is just something that I woke up with this morning. It was on my heart, it was on my mind, and I had to get it out. I had to share with you guys. Hey, I love you from the bottom of my heart. I love you with all my heart. We're gonna do this. God bless. Peace out. Well, hi there, Knolly Williams here, author of The Secret to Knowing God's Will for Your Life. Now, my new book, The Secret to Knowing God's Will for Your Life, is an absolute sensation. Folks are going nuts over it because it's helping them to change the trajectory of their life. Now, my book, The Secret to Knowing God's Will for Your Life, is going to help you to finally know the will of God in every area of your life. So if you've been struggling with wasting your life and making the wrong decisions, or you just want to fine-tune and really dial into the voice of God, then you need this book, because among other things, it reveals how to finally know the will of God as it relates to finances, relationships, business opportunities, and much more, so that you can finally know the will of God in every situation in your life. And I want to make sure you get your copy absolutely free. Hey, all you've got to do is cover the shipping and handling, and we'll send it right out to you. And there's absolutely no catch. You know, I'm doing this because the majority of folks on our planet are living an unfulfilled life. You know, I want to share this information with as many of God's children as possible so that you can finally be in the center of God's will. Hey, this free book offer is part of a marketing test that we're doing, and once it's over, The Secret to Knowing God's Will for Your Life will no longer be available through this free offer. Now, this book has changed the lives of many people. I've been getting the emails, getting the letters. But if you don't love it, I'll refund your shipping and handling, and you can keep the free book. Hey, so just to recap, you're getting a free copy of my new book, The Secret to Knowing God's Will for Your Life, so that you can finally know the will of God in every situation. including how to know the will of God in your relationships, finances, business opportunities, and much more. Which means you can finally stop struggling with wasting your life by making the wrong decisions. Let me know where to send your free copy, and I'll send you your copy of The Secret to Knowing God's Will for your life right away.